I believe, I'm persuaded. I'm committed. I need committed. I'm committed. I know, I believe, I'm persuaded. I'm committed. So in other words, he had steel in his convictions. Do you? Do we as a church? Do we have steel in our convictions when it comes to who and what we believe? And I've been thinking about culture. And, our culture is not built on a Greek philosopher, but Aristotle. He talked about, if you like, the things that make up culture. He's talking about communication. He's talking about rhetoric. And he talks about 3 Greek words. Some of you may know about this, but the first one was logos. And logos is words. And if you think in our church, there are many words. There's multiple messages and sermons. And then if you look at, in terms of written word, we have, well, to start with the scriptures, which are inspired by God. So they're not just logos, they're rhema, like God's in the word. We've got the gospel of Jesus, the gospel of grace. These are all things that start to form our culture. And then on top of that, obviously, we have our own vision statement, which was set many, many, many years ago, and it's never really changed, and that is to reach and influence the world by building a large, Bible-based, Christ-centered church, changing mindsets and empowering people to lead and impact in every sphere of life. I love Bible-based, Christ-centered church. That's ultimately what we're about, and we're all about building people to excel in any area of life that God has called them to. So that is part of the word that's forming a culture. Then we have our mission statement, which is now called the church that I now see. 20 years ago, it was the church that I see. Now it's the church that I now see. And maybe we won't have time to read all of this, but if we could have that on the screen, it starts the church that I see as a global church. A large Christ-centered, Bible-based church that reaches and influences the world, changing mindsets and empowering people